Hey everyone. So I'm doing a video here today to show you my new toy. Actually, if you guys watched my last video, you knew I was selling my Infinity G35 and was on the search for something new. So I was looking for an M3, preferably the E92 M3. So ended up those are still out of my price range a little bit because I just want to make sure I get a good one. And at this moment in time, they're just still, again, kind of high priced. I want to spend at most maybe 21 on a car. So they're still a little out of my range, and the good thing is every car comes down and depreciates over time. So I needed an interim car in between. So this car is my interim car. I've always liked them. I played with this car in video games. I've been playing with Subarus forever. So I ended up picking up, as you can see here, Subaru. This is a WRX. Going to show you the outside in a little bit, but just wanted to give you a little intro to what I got here. They're Japanese, reliable, easy to work on, so I'm excited for what's to come. So let's go check out the outside. So here we are on the outside of the car. This is a 2012 Subaru WRX. I love the hatch styling. The coupe, the sedan is also nice looking, but it's a little bit more utility with the hatch. I can throw my snowboard, it's gonna do everything like that. You can get a roof rack, so it really wouldn't make a difference over a coupe over a hatch, but it's just got such a sleek design as a hatch. I'm not a big fan of hatchbacks, and this car itself just really stands out amongst what's on the road. So especially amongst a hatchback category, way better looking than a lot of things, So, I really was like looking for a nice one. This one always stood out to me when I see people modding them, dropping them, putting some nice wheels on them. They just look really good. And the all-wheel drive, everything just stood out to me as something that I kind of wanted to experience. So I'm going to walk around the car here and show you some of the things I've done. I'll start from the front. So when I got the car, the 2012 comes with only these really, really chrome housings in here. The 2011s had the dark black housing behind, and they got rid of that in 2012, and it made it just look clashy with the dark paint. It doesn't look clean actually to me. I really didn't like that. So, and some people will take their lights out and bake them, and I didn't want to get involved with all that. So I just took it to a tint shop, and they placed this nice smoke tint over it to give it that effect. To give it that dark effect. Looks freaking amazing to me. I love the way it looks, and my headlights haven't been diminished in terms of intensity. They're still good. Fog lights are good. Everything's coming through because I actually tinted the fogs as well. So I love the way it looks. It looks really good. And they pretty much said that it'll last a long time getting them tint. When you go and do the baking thing, you never know if you're going to get condensation and stuff in the lights. I didn't want to bother with that, and I didn't want to mess that up. So the car's too new. It's only got 30,000 miles on it, so I'm happy with the mileage I ended up purchasing this with. So if we come around here, you see the headlights, taillight. Of course, I love that freaking massive scoop there. It looks so good. Didn't do anything else really around here, and the tint itself has a slight reddish, I don't know, you really can't see it, but it makes the headlights, the HIDs, look really good. And oh yeah, it came with standard with HIDs. This isn't a WRX Premium or a WRX Limited. As you can see, I don't have a sunroof, I don't have the heated seats in there, things like that, but it comes with the HID. So the guy before he must have optioned it out, so I'm really pleased with that as well. Come across here. As you see, I haven't done anything in terms of lowering. I think the car's at a perfect height. And I had my Prelude before this, and I had my G35, and I dropped them both. And the amount I'm just dealing with speed bumps and driveways and scraping, I think I was done with that. And I wanted to keep this car true to its history. And it's a rally car. It's not meant to be dropped super low. It's of course it's a road car, but it's just not meant to be all low to the ground like that. So I just said, I'm going to keep this normal. So I kept the stock height, but what I did do, as you can see back here, is I added some spacers already, 20 millimeter all around, because that was a a really successful mod with my G35, you know, on the stock rims. It just looked really good when it's nice and flush, you know. It's real flush to the fender here, and you can see in the back too, really flush. It makes it look really good. And I painted my calipers gloss black and everything, so that keeps it classy, keeps it cool. I could have done them red. I was thinking about red, but I decided to go with the black, which I think will keep it, you know, keeping that murdered out dark look. No, not poppy or anything, so I think that looks real good. Come around here, of course, you can see the WRX emblem there. Windows came tinted around the side. Front windows aren't, of course, but I'm glad those are tinted. I didn't have to get that done. Again, the back wheels, you can see the spacer there and the caliper black. And then you come around here. When I first got this car, it looked like Subaru of America, and this is a mod that everyone does. Subaru of America drove to a Pep Boys and got some Altezza taillights and slapped them right on there. It was just so chromy, so tacky, just didn't look good. So I took that right to that shop that I got my tint done on the front. For the back, it's called Shades of Gray in Pennsylvania. And in Conshohocken, I got that done. And it looks 1,000 times better. And everyone can agree that has Subarus. This style looks good. I went with the reverse cutout because I just wanted the reverse lights. I didn't want the full-on cutting off the edge there, so I just went reverse cutout, and it looks so much better. He did my third brake light as well, so I'm really pleased with that. And I ended up actually going online, and I didn't want to do my exhaust. You know, these cars with some unequal length headers and, you know, downpipe and all kinds of stuff, you know, cat back, axle back, nameless exhaust, all those things make the car sound amazing. I love Subarus, how that rumble of that flat 4 boxer engine makes the engine, like the exhaust note sound. But I'm beyond exhaust now. I just want to just be quiet on the road. If I need to be quiet, and if I want to push it, it'll sound okay. And I think this exhaust sounds okay stock. So I just got some tips. As you can see, there's just four tips. I made them uneven like the way they come stock, but I pushed them out a little bit. Chrome tipped. I think they're really clean looking. I love the way they look here. I love this car. It looks so good. So it really makes it stand out more with the chrome tips here. And I didn't have to change the exhaust, and they were worth it. I found these on eBay. The guy's selling it on eBay. I got the Rally Armor mud flaps here. Had to get that. Didn't want to do them red, just a nice red printing on them. Looks really clean. Came with the STI spoiler, and that's the next thing about this car that I truly loved, is the fact that in 2011 they made it so you can get the STI body style on a WRX. That sold it for me, because I love the wide body style on the STI, and the fact that I can get that. Of course, I don't have the track readiness, 6-speed manual, all the things that the STI has, you know, but it's more than enough to get me from point A to point B, and I'm really pleased about that, because I don't need all that speed. 305 horsepower, and plus these things can get to that STI speed because they're lighter. They have less gearing with the 5-speed, so it pretty much it can get 0 to 60 really, really close. That's all I need. So I'm pretty happy about that. So that's the exterior of the car, guys. Let me know what you think of that and everything. I'm gonna head on to the interior here. So I'm gonna pause here. Okay, so we're heading into the interior here. As you can see, if you've seen my prior videos, I always play music, and I like my panels being reinforced. So I had to do that. Oh, we got a guy on a biker here, so I am going to pause. Okay, continuing. So yeah, as you can see, I have to reinforce my panels and everything. These foam pieces, I just got them from my job and everything, and it's just so much. My Infiniti, what's really wild is my Infiniti was a 2004 Infiniti. It's 2012, this car, and my Infiniti almost 12 years ago felt better than in 2004 than it did now. I mean, you figure they could be using like soft touch stuff for all cars as a standard now. Nope. Everything's very hard plastic all over here, you know, so it's, even my Infiniti steering wheel felt better, you know, but I guess what you get what you pay for. You know, back then the Infiniti was probably worth 40 grand. So I don't know. It just really makes me crazy today how like manufacturers can't use that as a standardized material now. I mean, everything is just really hard, and because things are really hard, it makes things shake and not insulate more. So I had to go and plug them up. You know, that was the first thing I did when I raised that base up on there. It just was very shaky. So I had to get that done. So, but it's good. It actually feels a lot better now. Interior wise though, beyond that, it just does feel more solid than my G. My G was an old car, so it felt solid, but if it didn't feel so solid. But this, as a newer car, does feel a little bit more solid. You know, the doors feel like they close a bit more firmly. Everything else, it just feels good about it. As you can see here, I had to switch to this. I was so used to my Infiniti G35 short throws between gears, and this car with a stock shifter is nothing like that. It was like first, second, third, fourth, and then fifth is just like all the way up there. So I had to get a short throw. So I got the Cobb knob, and under there is a cartboy shifter. Had to invest in that. Now it's a lot better, much shorter throws. You know, fifth still feels a little bit out the way, and reverse is a bitch to get into sometimes. So, but for the most part, it's much better than stock. Good investment there. Coming around here, thank God this is installed, because without this armrest adjuster, I wouldn't have an armrest. This thing, like, has made wonders for me, because at first I was like, oh, you're kidding me. My arm has nothing to sit on. You know, it just doesn't feel right. But this comes up and makes it a lot better, that I can hold my arm there at the same time. Love the bucket seats. They're great. Even though they're cloth, I actually don't mind the cloth. I had leather seats in my G. This is okay, because it doesn't absorb temperatures. It's flat out the temperature that cloth always will be. And I'm very, very happy about that. It doesn't have that whole needs to be heated and cooled all the time. Coming around the back here, love the back seats. This is my first four-door car, and until you own a four-door, you don't realize how much more capable you are after you get one. My friends can get in; they don't have to move my seats. It's so much easier. I'm very happy with this car. Not in the sense that I'm growing up, because it's still an awesome toy, but it's just the utility of it is amazing. Also, the head unit, it was not set to the right thing, and I looked up a video on Smurfin WRX's video, and you can actually adjust that head unit. It's got some secret thing. As you press like 1 and 3 and tap this, it'll switch it between different modes. Apparently thorough mode is the best mode, and it does sound better than sedan and hatch. So look up Smurfin WRX and look for that mod. It really does help with your sound system there. So I'm gonna go back outside and show you what's under the hood. Okay, under the hood here with the flat 4 boxer engine, 2.5 liter. First thing I did when I bought the car also is the stock tune. I had to change it, because one of the main things I like to do with cars initially is get myself an intake. So I wanted to get an intake, so I bought the intake. I got a Cobb intake, but then I'm doing research and everything. I find out you cannot replace that intake without doing a tune. This computer apparently is not as smart as others, and the air to fuel ratio being changed will destroy the engine. So I went up to stage 1. Stage 1, I'm running 91 on the SF intake for Cobb. I'll tell you one thing, this thing does wonders with the way the car drives. It feels so much better. My friends are in love with the way it sounds too. It sounds like there's a freaking typhoon under your hood when you're driving. I'll do some driving shots later too, so you can see that, but it's just worth it completely, because I've got the actual Cobb thing here as well. Yep, I got the Cobb access port here, so you just plug that into your OBD2 port. You can do so much with that thing. It's definitely worth the money, so I had to do it. I mean, it is pricey, but you know what I have to say, it's worth it. So, and that's my first time with doing personalized tuning. You can take it to a dyno and everything, but it was great to be able to sit there in my car and just do that myself. So definitely an experience. But yeah, that apparently adds plenty of power, about approximately 22% extra horsepower on that. And I can feel it. I really do feel it when you're in boost, you know. and peak boost, and it's just a great feeling when it surges through, and apparently it actually balances out the power band a lot better as well. So that was definitely worth it. And the sound this engine makes and the sound the exhaust makes, you know, is great for a stock sounding motor. I mean, I love the way my G sounded. It's that great infinity purr, but this sounds good to me as well. Okay, real quick, I wanted to do a nice night shot of the car. As you can see, with the taillights coming through, nice and bright still. It's not keeping my taillight brightness down that much. It looks real good. Reverse lights, of course, will be bright because that's the reverse cutout. I think it just looks so much better. Oh, I love it. It looks so much better. And I'll walk around here to my front, and you'll be able to see, I don't know if you can see it in the glare, but it's a slight reddish tint on the headlights. But still, I get plenty of light through them. And I got my yellow fogs in there that I installed. They are this company, I think it's Enkya, N-K-Y-A. I have the box in my trunk, but I think it's similar to that. But they're just yellow fogs, and they look so much better than the stock halogen ones. And the HIDs look really good. So I'm not really getting bothered by cops or anything around here. I think it was definitely worth the investment getting those bulbs and the tint on the windows. Definitely looks way better over the chrome housing that's there. And if you don't really want to mess with baking your headlights, it's a much better alternative. Okay, I wanted to also give you guys a stock exhaust note clip. I'm gonna go up through the RPM range, probably 1,000 RPM at a time. So let's see how she sounds. Well, hopefully that sounded good. Okay, lastly, I wanted to give you guys a taste of what this intake sounds like. Stock exhaust in a driving setting. So I'm gonna just drive around this complex here, and hopefully you can hear what the intake and what it sounds like. I'm gonna try and do some hard pulls, and we'll see what we get. Let's see. That sounds amazing. I love the way that sounds. It really accentuates the sound of the actual blow-off valve. I'm not sure if this car has a blow-off valve or anything. I think it's just like a BPV bypass valve or something like that, but it sounds so good. Whatever that intake does, I'm sure other intakes can mimic that sound as well. I don't think you need to get a Cobb one. You can even just get a tune, but it just really makes it sound amazing. I don't know what it is. It's mind-blowing what the engineering that's gone into it to make it sound like that. But I'm gonna give you one more pull going back this way, and let's see. I'll go into first gear here. See what we get. Wait for this car up here to go by. Don't want to look too suspicious. Let's see. I'm gonna start from this. Okay, here we go. First gear. Woo! That's wild. It's amazing with this car. I love this car. It's an awesome car. And I got a great color that I enjoy. I got the dark gray metallic. At one point I saw the World Rally Blue one, and I was considering it, but then this dark gray metallic one came out, and I'm like, this looks so much more inconspicuous. So I'm gonna go with that. But I have nothing against that Subaru World Rally Blue. A Subaru is meant to be that color with some nice gold rims. You're set. But yeah, I just wanted to shoot this video for you guys so you can see a good overview and my first impressions on this car, on the hatchback itself. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you see any other mods or anything that I may be able to do and accomplish within the future, yeah, let me know. I'll definitely consider them in the comment section. I'll read all the comments. So thanks guys for watching. I'll see you guys later.